my gosh! Euphoria gets worse with each episode. I'm exaggerating just a little, but the first episode was not it. I didn't enjoy that at all, and I found it to be very disturbing actually. The second episode was boring, and the third, well, it wasn't that bad. It was actually better than the first two episodes, in my opinion. You know how the anticipation builds after each episode, and you just can't wait till the next? Euphoria does not have that this season. Yes, I want to know what comes next. However, there is also something missing. Even though I'm going to watch every episode, the anticipation isn't there. The only thing that's keeping me glued to this show is Maddie's fashion and her story. I can't wait until the season ends to finally do a review on her style, from the brands that she's wearing to her style evolution from season 1 till now. I'm also curious to know what comes next for Maddie. Will she be mature and try her best to move on, or will she get revenge? Let's discuss the writing of this season so far. Have you ever watched a show and just wondered, is this creative, or is the writer just plain nasty and weird? Sam Levinson. I wouldn't be surprised if someone outed him for living a double life. You need to leave! Or he's just into some freaky, not even freaky, just plain nasty stuff. That's right, I said it! Because why is Jules being saran wrapped? Ew! Angels. There are even snippets of the show edited with the Disney laugh tracks, and it goes together perfectly. Which also shows that Labyrinth added a little something to the show and his presence is missed. Angels. They literally played this under the scene theme song when Maddie walks down the aisle to her seat. They could have found a way better song, something more powerful that gave Maddie vibes. Additionally, many of you guys have been pointing out the fact that Cassie did a whole 180 on her personality. She is like a completely different person. And I'd be okay with that if they did a flashback to when it all started. Like, did she change as soon as Nate made a little money? Was it because of the wives of the husband being jealous of her and it went to her head? Like, what happened that led to this newfound, well, girl that we have? When I do an analysis of the whole season, I'll get more into each storylines. This is just me critiquing and giving my opinions on the first 4 episodes. Rosie Angels, I must admit that I skipped some of the scenes, not just because I didn't care about the storylines, but also it was just too much for me. The guns, the strip club, the weird freakiness of it all is just a lot for one girl. I think that Euphoria will be the last show that I watch with such heavy tones. Now, I'm okay with watching a show with a drug addict or a girl that works in a strip club, but to have all of it in just one episode is just way too much. Angels, Before we discuss episode 4, let's put on our glasses for a teachable moment. Maddie's situation is an example of why you shouldn't compare yourself to others. When Maddie sees Cassie, she sees a girl that got the guy, the house, and the life she wanted. But behind closed doors,
Don't cry, it messes up your makeup.
I actually liked this episode, and I don't know if it's because each episode is getting better or just less disturbing. I mean, it's Euphoria, so it's expected that there will be some disturbing scenes. However, it feels like it's getting maybe less disturbing as the season goes on, even though it's still very much disturbing. I'd like to also add my disappointment in the lack of character development for each one of them. Now, I understand that these characters aren't a group of people with high morals and integrity, but because they are doing a time jump and they are now adults, I was kind of hoping that they would have had a little bit more character development or a little bit more mature than they actually are. Yes, some characters seem more mature, such as Nate Jacobs and Maddie Perez. However, character development? I think not. Furthermore, Lexi's character has no point in the show whatsoever. She is just existing and taking up space. But honestly, I feel like she is now a side character, and Sam Levinson didn't know what to do with her, and so why she's just there because Lexi doesn't cause any drama. In my opinion, Maddie just sees Cassie as a means of making money. She doesn't care about her at all, and my prediction is that Cassie is going to ruin herself in that industry because of her reckless behavior and naive mindset. After she ruins her career, she's going to want Maddie, her talent agent, to help her clean up her mess, but Maddie is going to leave her in the dust when her career is ruined. On a side note, I'm happy that Rue is finally getting out of her situation. I'd like to believe that they will all have a happy ending. Well, that's it for today's video. You know you love me. XOXO, the new Rose Times.